That's not necessary.
What question is? Change a hat.
Task Force, Black Force, we the tag team. If it's a nightmare, then it must be a bad dream. E&E, running our lanes like a track meet, skipping over hurdles. Call us a track team, all paperwork legit. It's the fact team, then double up the championship belts like a tag team. Black on black, yeah, it's a black thing. Black jewelry shining on all of our black kings. All black everything, we got black tea. All black coffee, man, I don't add green. North give you all you need, no more caffeine. Close down the whole set, no more casting. Remove targets off our back like a black team. We keep growing up the game like a black team. The girl got a problem with me, then get at me. I'm tired to a bumper, now you got a drag queen. You can't stop me, you old as jalopy. This is past me, and I got it photocopy. Caught up on film, flow, tracks and sloppy. Trying to attack me, you a carbon copy. I see the heat like 10 mini blocks, and I charge for a hook, put me in a penalty box. Man, I'm killing the ops while I look at my watch. All hands on deck like the time on the clock. Task Force, Black Force, we the tag team. If it's a nightmare, then it must be a bad dream. E&E, running our lanes like a track meet, skipping over hurdles. Call us a track team, all paperwork legit. It's the fact team, then double up the championship belts like a tag team. Black on black, yeah, it's a black thing. Black jewelry shining on our black
Keep
things.
my grass cut low to catch a glimpse of the snakes. Devilish serpents with purpose to steal your cake. Smiling in your face while they got their eyes on your safe. Yeah. Boy, that hatred, man, they make you do some foul things. Switch up on your niggas like the numbers when the Dow change. When I'm with familiar, still a grind like a broke. Take it for granted, should be gone in the proof of smoke. Better put your plan in action, niggas get to use the whole. Formulated the plan, calculated the steps. 2020, my vision, see my way to the check. Only way is up, I made my way to the steps. Let's go. Look, only way to move is building kingdom shit. Niggas won't make a move, want you to bring them shit. But God bless the child that can hold his own. They want to give you numbers in a cell like a mobile phone. But fuck a cop any wicked, you this was just front. Cause niggas on the edge, there for you to push me. Bullets loaded tight up in that magazine. Bring a nightmare to American dreams.
Task Force, Black Force, we the tag team. If it's a nightmare, then it must be a bad dream. E&E, running our lanes like a track meet, skipping over hurdles. Call us a track team, all paperwork legit. It's the fact team, then double up the championship belts like a tag team. Black on black, yeah, it's a black thing. Black jewelry shining on our black kings.
You know. Y'all know we about to get to it, man. Y'all already know what it is. It's your BREDREN, your brother, man. Brother Bear, aka Stop at the Fact, so we about to get straight to it, right? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all ain't ready for that track right there, man. We're gonna play that on. We're gonna play that on one of these Friday nights or something like that, man. You know, that's when we're gonna play that joint on one of these Friday nights. Yeah. What up? It's your brother, BREDREN, aka Stats with the Facts. And y'all know y'all tapped in, tuned in to another episode of 8 Real Talk Podcast, and we here and we're gonna have a conversation, man. You know, what's good with everybody, man? We definitely keeping 10 toes down, man, on this subject right here. You know what I'm saying? Because our young brother need our support as always possible, right? You know what I'm saying? Hashtag free KARMELO, man. You know what I'm saying? All day, every day. Free my little bro. You know what I'm saying? You need to get up out of there ASAP. You did. Young KARMELO locked up. Get him out ASAP, man. Get him out ASAP. He got a bond hearing on Monday, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And they should definitely lower it. You know? They should definitely lower it. Mr. O with the info, what happening, Joe? You know we about to get to it, man. And like I said last night on my brother Red's platform, man, we can't sit up here and allow them to continue to push these negative narratives and images and and perceptions of our young brother, man. You know what I'm saying? We just can't do it. We gotta be on code, man. You know, we gotta be on code, Jack. Anyway, man, I'm doing this show tonight, man, because you know what I'm saying, I think this is something we need to discuss, man. Something we got at some point in time, we're gonna have to have this discussion. And it's gonna have to be a serious discussion too, because you know what I'm saying, coming into the times we now coming into with this 2025 season, you know, the target is on everybody's back in America. Don't get it twisted, all right? I don't want y'all to ever think, or should I say not think, but I don't want y'all to ever lose sight of that. They coming for all of us. But since this is A Real Talk Podcast, we're going to keep it 100. They're specifically coming for us. And that's not no victimhood. That's not no weird sense of entitlement or whatever, how you would try to spin it. That's just facts. Don't ever forget, right? You know, let me remind y'all real quick. You feel me? Let me remind y'all real quick. You dig? You know what I'm saying? Don't ever forget. Don't ever forget that J. Edgar Hoover said this. He said this publicly, so it's not like he said it in private. It's not like he did not say it. It's not like he was called out for saying it and he was like, no, I didn't say that. Right? Don't ever forget, man, what this man said. Right? I don't want y'all to ever forget. Right? That's why I'm about to post it up right now. Don't y'all ever forget J. Edgar Hoover, first director of the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Intimidation. Right? Was the head of the department for like 30 years, 40 years, some shit like that. Right? He was a fun boy. Huh? And he was a whole bunch of other stuff too. Right? Don't ever forget that J. Edgar Hoover said there will never be another Black Messiah unless we create him. The first director of the FBI said this publicly. So I say that to say, like I said also on my brother Red's platform last night, we have lots of agent provocateurs amongst us. I'm not cocky and arrogant, but I can be at times. I'll just tell you that. And right now, somebody tapping in might think I'm being that, but I'm not. But if you think so, that's cool. It's just facts. But I'm the one who sit up here and told y'all that agent provocateurs abound. And I know when I first started saying that, some people was thinking I was just trying to be. No, I'm telling y'all some real shit. Agent provocateurs abound, y'all. And I want y'all to understand that, man. I want y'all to understand when I be talking to y'all about HR 1955, I want y'all to understand that there are agent provocateurs amongst us, right? What is an agent provocateur, right? Yeah, J. Edgar Hoover said this, man. Right? This is what I like right here. I like this one right here. I used to use this. Well, I use this for a thumbnail when I did a show on this subject, right? Agent provocateur is a person who secretly disrupts a group's activities from within the group, an instigator, a troublemaker, right? OG, what's happening, man? Right? We got lots of agent provocateurs amongst us. We got lots of rabble rousers too. Rabble rousers, right? Rabble rousers and agent provocateurs abound. They often are both. Agent provocateurs and rabble rousers often run in the same circles, or it's possible that a person is both. I'm gonna give y'all, I don't even like saying his names, but you know, a perfect example of an agent provocateur / rabble rouser is Charleston White. He's the personification. He's the personification, right? But the topic of the show is, do we have a COON problem in the Black community? Do we have a COON problem in the Black community? Put a number 11 in the chat if you agree with that. Put a number 11 in the chat if you agree that we have a severe, serious COON problem in the so-called Black community, foundational Black American community. Put a number 11 in the chat if you agree with that. Well, I apologize for the tardiness too. I had to make an important phone call. Yeah, man. Agent provocateurs abound. Hey, my brother, hey, y'all go subscribe to our brother, Mr. O, with the info page. My brother's dropped a dope ass video. Mr. O, if you still tapping in, bro, I got my new podcast studio about to be up and running on the, we about to be doing content from over there, solely over there. So, I need to get in contact with my brother, Mr. O, so we can get some of them editing skills done. I didn't have the patience for learning none of them Adobe Suites things. I didn't have I just didn't have the patience. Premiere Pro, all that. I didn't have the patience for that stuff. I was rather pay somebody else to do all that. But my brother, Mr. O, is cold over there with his editing. Yeah, Mr. O, man. Shout out to my brother, Mr. Pringles the Barber. We just got an opportunity presented to us. And you know what I'm saying? I told y'all Aerial Talk Studios, well, not Aerial Talk Studios, but Always Cutting Always Cutting Studios in partnership with Aerial Talk Media. You know what I'm saying? We're about to get the content going, man. You know what I'm saying? I got 2 suits already. I'm about to go get my other 3 suits. And we're about to be recording straight from the studio. You know, so we got the nice setup and all that. You know what I'm talking about? I just ordered my goddamn backdrops and shit. I'm telling you, we about to take it to another level, man. So I say shout out to my brother, Mr. O. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be nice and suited and booted with the nice suit and tie game on, real professional, bringing y'all this content, man. I told y'all, man, we journalists for real. We the new journalists. But in order for us to be taken seriously, on the level that the mainstream media is, we have to produce content that is at least at the same level or better. You know? But we got to start from somewhere. We grinding from the bottom, now we here. You hear me? Agent provocateurs abound. I've been saying this for years. I'm going to keep saying it because it's true, especially amongst us. Listen, man, anybody who is FBA, that's a Foundational Black American, right? Which is most of us. Whether you want to accept that or not, whether you like that or not, whether you agree with that or not is irrelevant. I challenge most of us from inner cities in America, because that's where most of us Black folks is from. I challenge you to do not a DNA diagnostic, not an Ancestry.com, not a 23andMe DNA test. Go to your local university, pay the $1,200, $1,300 and get a genealogy test done. And see where you really come from. I think a lot of y'all be surprised that a lot of us do not originate from Africa. Well, whatever you doing, bro, the stuff looks good. I like it, and we're gonna be needing them services, man. So, you know, I will definitely be in touch, and you know we're gonna drop the link here in about 44 minutes, man. Right? But of course, I have to cook real quick, man. I have to get my chef on, man. I gotta get my whip game on. Right? Do we have a coon problem in the so-called Black community? Now, y'all know I don't even see no Black community. I don't think there's a Black. Matter of fact, it's not what I don't think. There ain't no Black community. I see a whole bunch of Black folks and niggas living around each other, but I don't see no community. Right? Not saying that it can't be or shouldn't be, but I mean, we're gonna keep it 100. There ain't no Black community. This whole situation right now with our little bro KARMELO is proof that it ain't no Black community. Look how divided this whole situation has us, when this situation should be uniting us. It should be uniting us. We should be standing 110,000 million toes down with our little brother, flat out. Flat out. I'm a coon, not a coon. You know, we should be standing 10 toes with our little bro, man. Regardless, look at the image they trying to paint of our little bro. Like he a thug, like he a criminal, like he a gangster. And he's none of the sort. Trust me, man. I know a lot of actual gangsters, and KARMELO ain't one of them. And that's okay. Right? We got to make it not cool to be a gangster, or switch up what it means to be gangster. Because what we have accepted as being gangster thus far ain't been working for us. Right? We the only ones who celebrate our criminals. Nobody else celebrates our criminals like how we and everybody else celebrate certain people's criminals. It's all about being on code, man. It's all about being on code. Right? This whole situation with KARMELO, man, I'm glad it's happening. And listen to me when I'm saying I'm glad it's happening. I'm not saying I'm glad that young Austin Metcalf is no longer with us. Rest in the essence to that young brother, man. Right? He didn't deserve to die. I'm pretty sure he didn't wake up that day thinking or expecting to die. But as a result of his actions, it caused his death. This is what I'm saying. You have to be very cautious about the decisions you choose to make, man, because that could cost you your fucking life, literally. You did. And I don't want to make it seem like I'm trying to demonize Austin. I'm not trying to paint him in a negative light. I'm not trying to do any of that, right? I'm showing y'all an example, right, of what they do to us. And like my homie George Macon said last night, we have to control the narrative. We can't let these people get the control of the narrative. We got to control our little bro's narrative, man. That's why I chose the thumbnail I chose, right? That's why I chose the thumbnail I chose, right? Not to so much as try to picture or paint Austin and Hunter as if they're some type of thugs. Because be honest, when you look at this picture clearly is a picture of them hunting. Clearly. Anybody who's ever been hunting before knows that. But I put that picture there in a sarcastic way, right? To poke fun at how they try to make, how they use the media to paint images of not only us, but other people they want to demonize or criminalize, but specifically us, to make us look bad, as if we're somehow the depiction of this thug, criminal, gangster image that they painting with their rhetoric through the media, right? But when we look at this picture of these guns, they don't, you know, it don't even though it has been said, and I haven't confirmed or denied this, even though it has been said that Tyler and Hunter were bullies, this picture of Tyler and Hunter holding what looks like AR-15s with their ammo, with their camouflage on, look like they out there doing some type of war game. I don't know, but they don't look violent. They don't look like they on some negative stuff. It looked like they was like out there doing some tactical training or something like that. And just because you're doing tactical training don't mean you a terrorist, don't mean you're violent. Right? So let's just be clear. Right? Don't get it twisted. I'm a father, I'm a parent. You know, not only that, my brother got killed a few years ago. So I understand this story all around, all circles and angles. Unlike most of y'all, right? But this situation ain't about that. This situation is about standing 10 toes down with your people, man. And when I sit up here and go through social engineering and I see the things that I see people saying about Carmelo, like this little nigga is not a criminal, man. This little nigga's not a thug. Anybody who actually was or is a thug at some point or is still right now can look at young Carmelo and say, he ain't no damn thug. He don't even live in an environment where thug shit can prosper or can be garnered. This dude lives in arguably the most wealthiest and safest, or my fault, was deemed the most safest city in America. A very affluent suburb of Dallas-Fort Worth area in Texas. Right? And when I see those amongst us saying the stuff that I hear y'all saying, I just think to myself, like, damn, if this happened to my baby girl, would they be calling Jen a killer? Would they be calling Jen a murderer? She got to serve the rest of her life in prison because she was merely defending herself. Now, I can't help but even put my mom in that, because like I said, y'all, I'm a parent, I'm a father. Right? So I put myself in those shoes first. And I feel for Austin's parents, man. I know the feeling of losing a childhood friend at a young age, right? And I also know the feeling of you losing my brother, right? You know, my mom still, you know, grieves to this day over my brother. It's been what? 7 years, 8 years? You know, parents don't get over that stuff too good, man. You know, losing a child, man, losing a sibling. You know, so I empathize, you know what I'm saying, with Mr. and Miss Metcalf, you know. But at the same time, like I said, man, Austin created the very scenario, right? The very environment for what happened to him to happen. Flat out, right? But as I look through social engineering and I see the different FBA Black content creators, I'm just sitting up here like, this is why we have been able to be enslaved for so long. This sentiment amongst us right here, this thing is dividing us up more than it's dividing the nation. I mean, just think of it, man. You got Black folks really sitting up here believing the media. We ain't heard nothing from our little brother. Nothing. We've seen what they said he said, not what he actually said himself. And for anybody who would say to me, oh, I've heard you the police. No, I don't believe the police. I don't believe the media. Unlike a lot of y'all, I actually got firsthand experience with the legal system, how crooked it is. And I'm from Columbus, Ohio, Jack, one of the most corrupt cities in America and the most corrupt police forces. Oh, please believe it. I know firsthand with these courts and these police system agencies. I know how they get down, right? They lie. Good majority of them are criminals, right? Let me keep it all 100. Not a good majority, but a effective enough percentage of police is very corrupt, right? And unfortunately, the one bad apple spoils the bunch rule definitely applies to most policing agencies. So no, I don't believe the police. Meaning, yes, do I believe everything in that police report that we've been issued, that people have been passing around is official? No, I just don't. We done heard from Hunter. How come we can't hear from our little bro? Right? Okay, the family got a spokesperson and all that. We ain't heard nothing from our little bro. Nothing. But to sit up here and see and hear you niggas saying the stuff that I hear some of y'all saying about our little brother, man, it's like, God damn, man, I see why it has been such an easy task for these people to keep us in multiple levels of bondage, right? Post-slavery. The way I see some of y'all teaming up, clicking up, the way I see some of the stuff that y'all saying concerning our little bro, it's just like, wow. I'm like, man, I would hate it, man. Listen, I would hate if something like this happened to one of your kids. That if this happened to my kid, is this how y'all would be on it? Y'all would allow the media to paint a picture of Jen that is absolutely opposite of her true character? Yeah, man. So, yeah, man. Straight like that, real talk. You know? All these narratives being spewed and, you know, all these different views and angles like it's vantage point. Shout out to my brother Glitch. But all of this stuff And this is why I say it's a good thing to an extent that this is happening. And it's because it's separating amongst us and it's showing us who the real issue is, what the real issue is, and who the real agent provocateurs is, right? And it kills me in this whole situation because the amount of caping, the amount of which is equal, I guess you could say it's kind of equal to self-hate, but I ain't gonna use that, you know what I'm saying, terminology. I'm gonna just say, you know, it's very treacherous, it's very traitorous, right? You know, very treasonous, if you would, right? I'm gonna start off by saying that I just want to say, man, that no other groups of people do this. Specifically white people in America, especially. They don't sit up there and on the behalf of other groups of people lambast, chastise, correct, check, embarrass, make a fool of, shame, insult, guilt trip their people on behalf of other people, man. And I'm not even being separatist. I'm not being divisive. That stuff is already going on. Ain't too much I could say to contribute to more of a divide. Not too many people paying them that much attention to me anyway. But that's good because that gives me the outlet to be straight, unbiased, and neutral, right? But at the same time, when it comes to my people, man, listen, man, you know, and I'm like I say, I'm gonna always say it, man. It ain't just about us, but amongst us, it gotta be just about us. Like how amongst others, it's amongst them, right? I already explained what the thumbnail about, but I'll explain it briefly again real quick. The thumbnail is the thumbnail is a bit of a you know what I'm saying? What's the word I'm looking for here, man? Right? The thumbnail is a little bit of sarcasm, right? Because unlike a lot of people who claim to be content creator, I'm an actual journalist. And I know how to use subterfuge, graft, shock and awe, right? The thumbnail is about sarcasm. Normally in these type of situations, the young black kid would be depicted as a criminal, like how our brother Carmelo is. But as we see in my thumbnail, I chose to depict our brother as a young, prestigious-looking young man with a suit and tie on. And then the image would also be the image of a young black man who, or you know, the image of the white boy would normally be, not any type of image that would depict them in any type of a negative light. And I put this picture next to it because it's a picture of these two brothers holding pistols, right? But it's clear to see that they are not in any way, shape, or form in this picture engaging in any type of criminal, threatening activity or behavior with these guns. Clearly, they're in fatigues. They look like they out hunting. They look like they are out playing some type of tactical training or doing some type of tactical training or something, right? Which is okay with me. Just because somebody is doing tactical training does not necessarily mean that they're violent or that they intend to hurt anybody, right? I've taken tactical training, and I wish somebody would try to say I'm violent just because I choose to learn how to defend myself in an urban warfare environment, right? You know, But when I say agent provocateurs abound, I mean that. And we definitely got a coon problem in the so-called black community, right? I'm not going to play none of these niggas' content. You hear me? Right? So it's up to us to play our part and control the negative of our control the narrative of our little bro. We got to control the narrative, y'all. We can't let the mainstream media control the narrative. We got to control the narrative. We all hope he do, Devin Johnson, man. We hope our young brother get his due diligence, man. We get his justice served, man. Right? However it may lay out. You feel me? We can't allow negative images of our young brother to be promulgated without putting out 100 more positive images. We can't let the popular opinion, the court of popular opinion, condemn our young brother. You ain't heard about this from High Desert? You been under a rock? You been under a rock? You don't watch television? You ain't heard about this whole situation out of Texas? Right? Oh, well, just Google Carmelo Anthony with a K. Carmelo with a K and Austin Metcalf. All right. Yes, Carmelo Anthony with a K, Karmelo Anthony, and Austin Metcalf. You live 25 minutes from Frisco and you ain't heard about this dude? Right? Agent provocateurs abound. How long have I been telling y'all that? Right? Now, mind you, when I show y'all these niggas I'm about to talk about, right? I want y'all to understand that I don't hate these dudes, man. Listen here, man. Unlike most of these niggas you see on goddamn it, and they niggas, man. Every one of these black dudes that I'm about to show y'all, they niggas. Right? Talking about some stop using the N-word, man. No, I'm not stopping using shit. I don't give a damn if white people use the N-word. I don't care if they use it or not. It doesn't offend me. Most of them ain't going to use it in that context in your face anyway. So I don't care about what people might say online. I've been seeing all type of crazy stuff online today, what people saying about my little bro. White folks particularly. You think I got offended by anything I heard or seen on fucking social media today? I gotta tighten up with that shit. You can choose to be offended. You know that, right? You can choose to not be offended. Did y'all know that? Put a number 11 in the chat if you know that you can choose to not be offended by something. Yeah, you gotta stay on point. And if you tap in with me, man, we're gonna stay up on it. So just keep on tapping in with me. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share your social engineering. You understand me? We are monetized over here at Able Talk Podcast. Sit up there and hit that goddamn $ right there, and send a super chat, super gift, super thanks. You dig? Super like, something like that. Yeah, he stabbed the young brother Austin Metcalf. Unfortunately, the young Metcalf died from his wounds. Our young brother just was defending himself. Let me tell y'all something about people who have violent intentions on their mind, right? Specifically against somebody who, like y'all all allegedly is saying, nothing to corroborate this though, right? Or as far as more intensively, so to speak. You know, now it didn't happen inside the school, but it happened on school grounds, though. Unfortunately, you know, I want to know, and I want y'all to be honest about this, man. Be honest with me, because I know most of y'all got kids. Would you expect your son, right? Would you expect your son, and let me tell y'all something while we're having this topic and while we're talking about this. Any trolls that any of my moderators might see in the comment section, right? Anybody coming in here saying anything like what this James Spellock dude is saying, saying he's guilty, do not time them out. Do not block them until I say so. James Spellock is good. He's just stating his opinion. We don't have to like or agree with it. He has a right to have it. And over here at A-Real Talk, everybody's opinion will be heard and respected. Right? Long as they ain't being disrespectful, they can down there sure talk they shit. They can spit their game and talk their ish. That goes to anybody. See how fair and balanced I am, people? Even people who would vehemently disagree with me, and I with them have a right to voice their opinion and views over here at A-Real Talk, long as you being respectful. You can say whatever the hell you want, right? Long as you ain't being disrespectful, because that will not be tolerated. And your ass to get up out of here ASAP. Myself personally will take care of it. I don't go on nobody's platforms disrespecting them, man. Right? Even if I vehemently disagree with their bullshit, I ain't gonna go on their platform disrespecting them or being disrespectful. Right? So, you know, James Spellock sit up there talk your shit. You think he guilty? That's your opinion. I vehemently disagree. Right? The only thing he guilty of, right, is running away from the scene when he should have just stayed there. Yeah, we don't know if there was a knife. It could. See, let me tell y'all something, man. Right, and I'm about to throw my white boy technical coat on. Right, it could only be considered a weapon, right, if it is in the legal lengths of being called a weapon, a knife considered to be a weapon, right? So we haven't have the information to let us know if what he had, his little pocket knife, right? A little pocket knife. A little pocket knife. We don't know. We don't know if this is a weapon, right? We don't know if this is a weapon, because by that matter, this is definitely a weapon. This is a weapon. I could hawk a motherfucker down, cause with this right here. So let's determine if what our little bro had is a weapon first, before we get to talking about he had a knife at school. Because if his knife ain't considered a weapon, deadly weapon at that, then you know it was okay for him to have. It's not even considered a weapon. Is a pocket knife considered a weapon? Is a toenail clipper considered a weapon? Is a pencil considered a weapon? What do you consider a weapon? What is it? When does a knife become a weapon? Right? It doesn't say you're not allowed to have a knife on school property. It says you're not allowed to have a weapon on school property. If your knife is this long, is it considered a weapon? Huh? Y'all see? If your knife is this long, this big, pause, is that considered to be a weapon? Right? So what, he carried a knife to school? Right? You know how many kids carry knives to school and don't nothing happen? Listen here, I'm not justifying him carrying a knife to school if he did it intentionally with the intent of harming somebody, which I believe or think my little bro did, but I don't know that to be true. All of that's gonna come out in court. It don't matter if Carmelo had a knife on him or not. And this is what I be saying to all of y'all. It don't matter if Carmelo had a knife on him or not. What matters is that boy Austin antagonized and initiated this whole situation. I don't give a damn if my little bro Carmelo had a knife, a switchblade, a Swiss knife, and a goddamn butterfly knife in his backpack. If he was going to that damn tent with the intentions to hawk somebody, he would have walked straight up on him and poked him up as soon as he pulled tied up on the scene, if that's what his intentions was. Right? Straight like that. Nah, man. I used to have a pocket knife on me when I was at school. I had it right on my keychain. It had a knife in it, it had a fingernail clipper in it, and it had a pair of scissors in it, nigga. And that knife was about this long. The blade was about this long. Right? This is roughly about 2 inches. Pause. The legal limit, I think, in most states is like 5.5, 6 inches for your knife to be considered a weapon, a deadly weapon at that. Right? I'm standing 10 toes down with my little bro. Just like how white folks stood 10 toes down with Kyle Rittenhouse. Just like how, just like how, what's the boy's name? What was the boy's name? And little Latino boy that went and shot up all them people, man. Right? I'm having my little brother Melo's back, like how white folks had Dylan Roof's back. I'm having my little brother Carmelo's back, like how white America had the 2 brothers that off Ahmaud Arbery's back. That's it. You feel me? And if you can't understand that, then I don't know what to tell you. And therein lies the problem amongst us. This, when I say a lot of people is coons and don't even realize it. Right? At a point in time, he said they have video of the incident. They haven't released him or lowered his bond for a reason. If it was a clear self-defense situation, he would be out. That's not necessarily true, Darth nationalist. That's not necessarily true, right? That's not necessarily true, right? You know, the reason why they ain't released him, another reason that they won't release him is due to the controversy that is surrounding the situation. They might not release him for that matter too, because as his family been threatened, his life could possibly be in danger too, and allowing him to be out of jail could possibly be a danger to him. So there's many factors that could feed into why they haven't lowered his bond, right? He goes for a bond hearing on Monday, right? He's going for a bond hearing on Monday, which more than likely is going to get dropped, right? Nah, they can't just hold him. That's why they're giving him a bond hearing on Monday, and that's why they're trying to vacate the case to another county for the what's the name? They're trying to you know what I'm saying? What was that I read earlier? They're trying to switch it to another venue due to the racial bias in Frisco. you know. Now I don't know that they for sure going to buy. I said more than likely. I didn't say for sure a fact they are. I said more than likely they probably will. Right? And I'm gonna tell y'all a lot of reasons why they will. More than likely probably will, due to the controversy surrounding it. Right? Due to the so-called footage that is available. Right? You know, you gotta think it's technicalities in this stuff. And to y'all who don't know nothing about this type of stuff, never been in trouble with the law, never been in jail, never been inside the courts, or never had to deal with these courts on this type of level, most of y'all don't even know what y'all talking about. Y'all won't even get it. One thing I gotta keep it real on, and this is one of the major reasons why he's probably still in jail, is because KARMELO admitted to doing it. Right? Now, whether it was in self-defense or not is irrelevant. When you admit to such a crime, nigga, you're going to jail. That's going to happen. Right? Exactly. Nobody really knows what happened. I'm saying I don't care what happened. I'm saying I'm riding with my little bro. If my little bro is guilty of anything, it will come out in court. Right? What I'm saying is we can't allow these narratives to be getting painted of our little bro. We can't allow this image to be painted of our little bro like he's a murderer, like he's a killer, like he's a gangster, like he's a thug. He's none of that. He is none of that. He's not any of that. Anything I've seen people saying about my little bro, he ain't none of that. He ain't got no criminal history, no criminal record, never been arrested, never been a juvie. None of that shit. He's an athlete, 4.0 student, got a job, come from a decent family, got his mama and his daddy in his life, from what I'm told. He's an athlete. You know, nothing but high accolades talked about this kid. So for me to think that he is a thug, gangster, killer, no, he don't even look like it. I grew up around the thugs, gangsters, and killers. I've been locked up in prison with thugs, gangsters, and killers. And he ain't one of them. He ain't it. He don't fit the image. He don't fit the mold, as we say. But we got a lot of coons, man. We got a lot of coons amongst us, man. It's a fact that we do. Right? And when I see black folks saying the stuff they saying, man, it is heart-wrenching, man. Like, damn, man, white folks don't do this amongst yourselves. You did not see white folks sitting up here clicking up with us when Dylan Roof ass ran up in that church and bodied our brethren and sister. You didn't see white folks clicking up with us like, yeah, he was wrong. Give him life. He's a killer. Nah, that wasn't happening. Right? It didn't go down like that. Right? When Columbus police, right? When Columbus police bodied my young brother, when the Columbus Police Department bodied my young brother, Casey Goodson Jr., you didn't see white folks in Columbus clicking up with us. Not in mass. I'm not going to say you didn't see any, because I would be lying if I said that. I'm saying you didn't see the white community in Columbus, Ohio, teaming up with us against the CPD and the white cop who bodied my little bro. You didn't see that. Right? That's all I'm saying. Be on code. Rest of the essence to Austin. Prayers go to the Metcalf family. Right? I know this is lost. It's hard for y'all, especially consider what I know, how you know your son is, right? If y'all look at that interview of his dad, he said, I don't even want to say what was, he said some words would say, none that I want to say here or can say here. What word could a white person possibly say that another white person doesn't want to repeat? That was the result of a verbal altercation that got kind of, heated. What could another white person have said to where that white person don't want to repeat what they said? It's only a few words, and I mean like 2 or 3, that a white person could say concerning a heated interaction with a black person that another white person won't repeat or don't want to repeat. And y'all say this isn't about race. I guarantee you, when the video or the audio, whatever is had of this situation comes out, I guarantee you Austin called KARMELO the N-word. I guarantee you he did. I'd be willing to put money on it. Now, I'm not saying that because somebody call you a N-word, right? I'm not saying that warrants for you to physically accost them, because it does not. But understand, when you say such things, you have no control over how the person who you hurl them at are going to react or respond. So you got to know that if you use such terminology with people, it could possibly end in a very physical situation. That wasn't even the situation here, because KARMELO told you, don't mess with him, Austin. We can't allow them to paint the picture of our young brother being wrong. Had Austin not took it upon himself to be an enforcer of who gets to sit in this area as if he has the right or authority to do so, we wouldn't even knew KARMELO had a pocket knife, which I'm pretty sure is what he had in his bag. Right? Hold on, y'all. I'll be right back. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page. Show you something in there. And to to cut back on the to ease up on the whataboutery and the what ifery, right? Right? To to kind of dispel away from that a little bit and deal with facts, because I am stacked with the facts. And that's all I'm gonna deal with over here. That's why I'm not really speaking on this from a legal point of who's guilty or innocent. I'm speaking on defending my little bro, because my little bro said he was the police said that little bro said it was self-defense. So I'm riding with my little bro. And concerning what I do know about little bro, he ain't no killer. He wasn't trying to be on no bullshit. He wasn't the antagonist. He wasn't the person who got physical. You got people calling my little bro a killer and all that stuff. And if he was a killer, he would have went straight over there and just straight hawked Austin and his brother up. As soon as he pulled tight in the spot, that's what he would have did if that was his intentions. If his intentions was to inflict harm, right, in the way that all y'all trying to say, he would have walked up there straight hawking. That didn't happen. So, And like I say, man, and a lot of y'all might not like what I'm about to say. And because I don't give a damn if you don't like what I'm about to say. Right? Right? But right or wrong, other groups of people ride with their people until proven innocent, man, in the court of law. And that's what I'm doing with my little bro. And when it comes to a group of people and a system, right, that has never had our best interest in mind at all, has literally railroaded us for years, decades, right? I would never, ever condemn one of my own based off of what some social media is saying, mainstream media is saying, and what the consensus collective white America is saying. White America done sit here and lynched us, burnt us, right? Bombed us, enslaved us at one point, right? Jim Crow'd us, water hose sprayed us, fed our babies to alligators, raped men in front of women and their children, their women and children, buck break them. This is a group of people. I'm not saying everybody in the group. I'm saying as a whole entirety. So it kind of kills me when I see black folks sitting here just like condemning our brother without knowing jack shit. Siding and teaming up with white folks, going on white folks' platforms, discussing this and condemning our little bro like he's just some criminal thug. KARMELO is not a thug like most of you niggas. Right? Dan Patrick was happening, man. Young Jalen was good. Right? Just imagine if KARMELO was your little brother or your nephew or your son that you know is a straight A student, play sports, good kid, going somewhere in life, got a real bright future ahead of him. His future might be just as or not brighter than what Austin's would have probably been. How about that? And to see some of y'all out there saying the stuff y'all saying, man, it's very disheartening for real. I be like, damn, it be your own people. And I see why it has been so easy to enslave us psychologically. I see why it was easy to enslave us during slavery. I see why it was easy to keep us under control during Reconstruction. And then going into Jim Crow, and then going into the civil rights. And now we got the shit we got now. To where you niggas got severe Stockholm syndrome. Y'all niggas love y'all's oppressor. And when I say that, I don't mean the white folks in comment sections. I don't mean the white folks that's spewing their little pointless, meaningless opinions about this situation. Regular white folks, broke ass, average ass, poor ass, in the crosshairs ass white folks like us. I don't give a damn what they say. I'm talking about as a whole. And not only that, the white folks among them that actually run shit. They control the narrative. It don't matter what they say. Try to see so many platforms that I'm not going to shut. I've seen so many platforms where you got white folks speaking on this, man. Just sitting up there just spewing, right? Know much about anybody else. Because the truth of the matter, none of us really going to know nothing until court is in session, to be honest with you. I don't believe nothing anybody is saying about this. especially if you are a person who calls herself a member of the media. And I look at all these niggas, man. All of y'all, man. And sit up here going on these people's platforms. You know what I'm saying? This nigga here. And if he wasn't such a fucking coon, he actually would be a good asset to the whole situation. And to some degree, I got a level of respect for this brother. Right? But I seen this guy on somebody's platform, not on code, condemning our little brother, siding with white folks, as if white folks would side with you. And I know a lot of y'all saying, nah, that's straight like what it is, man. Fuck what y'all talking about, man. I live in real life, real society, man. I don't know what society, what country y'all living in. I'm living in America, goddammit, like James Brown. And I'm telling you right now, white folks as a whole don't give a damn about us. And I'm okay with that. They damn sure ain't about to fucking team up with us to go against their own. They're not going to do it, man. They're not going to do it. They don't do it. You know, Tommy is cool, man. You know, Tommy says some true shit when he says some true shit. But Tommy, when you be on this shit right here, bro, this is why we gotta blaze you. This is why I gotta roast you. This is why we gotta roast you when we gotta blaze you, bro. And this is when we hold you accountable for being a coon fuck nigga. Talking about you asked us the questions on my brother Red platform. Why am I a coon? Because you do shit like go on white people platform and say the shit you say concerning us. It don't matter if what you saying is true or not, nigga. You supposed to be on code, bro. You ain't supposed to. White folks ain't gonna ever come on your show, Tommy, and talk crazy about white folks with you, man. They're not going to do it. They can vehemently hate their own people. They're absolutely not going to come on your black ass platform and lambast their people with your black ass. I guarantee you they ain't gonna do it. You couldn't pay them to do it. Nor any other group of people. So y'all better tighten the fuck up, man, and get on code, man. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, like I say, agent provocateurs and rabble robbers abound. Do I think Tommy is an agent provocateur? No. I just think he a nigga with a loud mouth that the white people like because he say the shit he say. And they figure if they give him a little bone, he gonna bite. Not because he want to be white or even accepted by white, just because he wants some money, some notoriety. That's what I think about our homeboy Tom. I think Tommy just like attention, like a lot of us do. He wants to be recognized for his intellect and his view on things. That's what I think about Tommy. I ain't gonna say he ain't intelligent because he is. I ain't gonna say he's not well versed and studied and learned because he is. Right? See how I'm able to be fair on both sides, be unbiased totally. Like I said, if it comes out in court that our brother KARMELO was on some bullshit, then we're gonna find that out. And we'll handle it at that point. But up until then, it's an OG call, and I'm keeping him, man. And that's the fucking way y'all should feel too. Because I don't guarantee that's the way other people feel. They're not about to sit up here and team up with us to go against their own for doing something to one of us, man. They didn't do it in any case that happened. I could go on and on. Sandra Bland, Mike Brown, Tamir Rice. I can keep going, man. You know, I mean, I could just literally keep going. I'm all Arbery. Your boy out here in fucking Bay Area, Oscar, whatever his name was, young boy that made the movie about him. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, I could just keep on going and going and going, literally keep going. You know what I'm saying? When that boy ran up in that damn Tops in Buffalo about a year or so ago, white folks put money together for that man. They made sure he had the best representation he could have. They said that he was crazy and he needed help. They didn't say he was a killer. They didn't say he was a murderer. They didn't say he was the epitome, depiction, personification of violent, white, anti-black culture in America. They didn't say that about him. They didn't say what they saying about our brother KARMELO about him. And he butchered motherfucking 13-something people, all black. You gotta think, and this ain't in the 60s or 70s. This happened literally last year, 2 years ago. Literally. So, you know, y'all gotta relax with that shit, man. You know, and I'm not gonna tell Tommy to tighten up, man. Tommy a grown-ass man, man. Tommy older than me, man. That nigga older than me, man. Some niggas be set in their ways, man. You know? Only thing worse than a young fool is an old fool, man. You know? Am I saying Tommy is a fool? Yeah. He could be at times. I could be a fool, I guess. It's, you know. One thing for sure, two things for certain, though, I'll never sit up here and team up with no white folks against any of y'all. Y'all could be dead wrong. You hear me? We gonna check your ass. We gonna check your ass. We ain't gonna let them check you, or we ain't gonna check you in front of them. We're gonna ride with you in front of them because we know we don't got a good track record of success dealing in this goddamn judicial system. Have y'all forgot what country we in? When we ever got a fair shot in the court system in America? Right? So how these people like to control the narrative, it don't matter if it's true what they saying. I've seen platforms where white folks are literally lying, making stuff up, saying things that are not true, that absolutely did not happen, right? But if they get enough of them saying it, it becomes the narrative. It becomes what's accepted as possible reality, and people begin to repeat these things, right? They control the narrative. See, we got to control the narrative. And since we way more fly, since we actually are the culture, since we actually do set the trends, since we actually determine what's cool and popping, and by we, I mean us foundational Black Americans, us niggas, I don't want to ban the word nigga, right? I also don't get offended when other groups of people say it. It's context within everything. I know the difference between a white person, Asian person, Latino person saying, what's up, my nigga, and saying, fuck you, nigga, right? But, you know, some of y'all sensitive about that. And that's your choice. I'm not saying you wrong for that. If you choose to be wrong, that's on, if you choose to be offended by that, then that's on you. I choose not to be. Because unlike most of y'all niggas, I've actually experienced real racism. Most of y'all niggas ain't never experienced no real in-your-face racism. Let's just face it. Let's be real about that. Because a lot of y'all brothers and sisters be killing me, man. A lot of y'all have lived very good lives, man. A lot of y'all have lived lives where y'all have no experience with any type of real raw racism. Maybe a little discrimination, maybe a little bit of stereotyping, but racism though, most of you Black folks ain't never encountered a racist white person or any other group of person. I mean, a person who doesn't like you simply because you're Black. Not in a raw way anyway. Not like how I have. I guarantee you that. I'll be killing me with this victim mentality that is amongst us. I don't like that shit, man. That shit pisses me off. One thing that I say that I allow to get to me is that victimhood shit. We don't do victimhood over here at A Real Talk. We ain't doing it. Most of the shit that happened to me in my life, I was a major participant in it, meaning that I caused it. And no white man made me did shit. Just like the white man ain't made me did shit, the white man definitely ain't gonna have my back against one of his own if I was to fuck one of their people over. And I understand that. I get that. I respect that. Sad that we don't get that though. Right? Another one of you goofy ass, raccoon ass, Steve Harvey faced ass niggas, right? Non-content creating ass niggas. I ain't gonna call Tommy a non-content creator because, you know, I gotta keep it real, man. When I first came home from the joint in 2016, Tommy was one of the first dudes I've seen doing this thing on YouTube. Tommy was one of the first niggas doing this thing on YouTube before I got locked up back in 2009. When YouTube first really started to get popping, Tommy was one of the, you know. So I got to give credit where it's due. But I also got to, you know what I'm saying, also got to bring out that sword when that sword need to be brought out too. You know what I'm talking about? And Tommy, man, you know, when you do shit like that, bro, that's why niggas call you a coon, bro, because that's some coon ass shit to do. You ain't going to be able to pay a white person or any person from any other group to come on your black ass platform to talk shit about one of they Latino, white, Asian, European, African, whatever people did with one of us. They ain't about to come over to none of our platforms, kikish and shishi with us about some fucked up shit one of they people did to us. They're not about to do it. It's not going to happen. I will be willing to put money on that. It is not going to happen. Nobody's going to do it. Y'all niggas be thirsty for these people's motherfucking approval, man. Right? Another dude, right? This guy right here. Right? Ringo TV Raw, right? And before any of y'all come up in my comment section talking about these niggas is tethers, man, shut that whole ass shit up, man. I don't even talk like that over here, man. This ain't real talk over here, man. You feel me? I don't give a fuck about none of that type of shit, man. Tell that tethers, man, they still black. Whether they foundational black Americans or not, the wider society look at them just like how they look at us. Even though they use them against us, they still look at them as us. They don't look at them as better than us. And I hope you so-called tethers understand that and get that. They don't look at y'all like, they don't think that y'all are better than us. They just use y'all thinking y'all are better than us against y'all for their fucking purpose. They don't give a fuck about y'all. They don't give a fuck about y'all way more than they don't give a fuck about us. And the reason why they let y'all do what y'all do when they come over here, so y'all can further what they want y'all to do for them. Don't that make sense? It's not because they want y'all to be like on an equal playing field with them. Goofies. They don't let y'all in their spaces because they think they're equals. They do it so they can create that separation between us. Let's make these Caribbean island ass niggas think that they better than the niggas that's homegrown right here, so we can use them against each other and make all the money from it. And y'all too goofy to understand that, right? So the word tether actually applies to y'all, right? My man, Dan Patrick say, he said, I totally agree with you, Virgil. I have a family member who wants to be white, but they'll never accept him with his podcast. And just to say something to my Latino brethren and sisters who may be tapping in, y'all actually fought for the right to be white. Like, I mean, y'all literally put a whole organization together, which is still operating today, called LULAC. And y'all vehemently said in the 30s and 40s, we don't want nothing to do with the blacks in America. We want to be completely separated. Their struggle's not our struggle. We're not going to support them. We don't want their support. We're not allies. That's what y'all said. Now here it is. They deporting y'all's asses back to them shithole, raggedy ass countries that y'all come from. Just like Trump said, shithole countries. That's exactly what they are too. Shithole countries. Now Trump sending y'all ass back to y'all shithole country. Now y'all begging for us to help y'all as if we can do something. As if it's something we can say or do to prevent y'all from being deported. We can't be deported. We home. We at where we at. We on our turf. We can't be deported. But a nigga like Ringo's people probably could, because from what I'm told, his people's is not FBA. His people's are Caribbean, from what I understand. Right? And I want y'all to understand this from what I've been looking at this. Just because somebody's parents is from another country, maybe in the Caribbean or African, that doesn't necessarily mean they're a tether. I would like to think. You know what I'm saying? They might have, well, then again, hold on, let me tell you. I ain't gonna take that back, but let me reiterate that. Okay, I can see why somebody would say that though. Now that I'm thinking about it though. Because if your mom and daddy is tethers and you was actually born here, that would make you a second generation, but not necessarily you definitely not foundational, right? See, a nigga like me, I'm a FBA to the heart. That's why I like that terminology, because I'm a foundational Black American. I can trace my family in this country back 600 years, man. 600 years. My family, and my last name is Berry. So that what that tell you? All right. This nigga Ringo. I'm not playing none of these niggas' content. I'm gonna just show these niggas pictures and roast they motherfucking ass, right? Not necessarily saying roast, because what I'm saying is true, so I'm not necessarily gonna roast them. This nigga here, man, right? This nigga here. Jonathan Coleman, what up with you, bro? I just seen your name up in there, man. Shout out to my brother, Jonathan Coleman, you did. Tap in, walk with us. You know, this nigga Ringo is terrible, man. I first came across Ringo's content when I was in a halfway house, right? On some old humbug shit. And I remember because his dreads wasn't as long as they is now, back in 2016. You feel me? Yeah, man. And I ain't going to perk, man. This is what I say, man. I actually enjoyed Ringo's content when I first got hit to him, because he talked about a lot of stuff. I ain't going to say a lot, but he talked about some of the stuff that I'll be breaking down over here. So, you know what I'm saying? I kind of resonated with his content a little bit. And he, one thing I'm not going to do about Ringo, I'm not going to insult him like he's stupid. No, Ringo is a very intelligent, well-versed and studied and learned guy. Not going to take that away from him, right? But when it comes to this type shit, he ain't on code, which means he got some sucker in him. And when I found out that his people's is Caribbean, I said, oh, it makes sense, right? And when niggas start displaying certain behavior and shit, man, I mean, you know, like I say, I'm a great discernment of character. I ain't got to ever meet you, know you, meet you, man. Man, God bless me with that, man. Even through these airwaves and these frequencies, I can tell if you a real motherfucker or not, man. I've been around the block too. I've been around too much. I haven't seen too much shit, man. I'm not saying like that's like, you know, like I'm just the epitome. No, there's a lot of people out here like me, man. When I say like me, it's a lot of people that have been through experiences that I've been through, man. Right? What you talk about, pretty boy, man? My man DPB in the building. What's good? What you talk about before, man? So is President Obama. What you talking about? You know? But this nigga Ringo, man, you disappointed me too, man. For real, man. Talking this shit I've been hearing you talking lately, man. I'm just saying, you watch niggas long enough when it's YouTube, man. You niggas, man, I'm telling you, niggas is like straight out of goddamn comic book, man. I thought you Facebook niggas was fuck niggas. No, you YouTube niggas is wild, man. You hear it? You know? YouTube cats is wild, man. And I keep telling y'all that the unintelligent artificial intelligence promotes these niggas because they say the shit they say, man. You know, niggas got to keep that YouTube check coming in, man. Niggas got to keep that running, that AdSense. They got to keep that shit popping, man. The people over here at Alphabet, Google, YouTube know what they doing, man. They know what they doing with you niggas, man. They will never make a nigga like let me get popular. Imagine if 100,000 people had access to stuff I be talking about. The way I talk about it, the way I break shit down, the way I connect dots for y'all. And I ain't gonna say I take pride in that, but you know, I stand on that because I know what I say is right and exact. You hear me? That's why I tell y'all to go check out what I'm saying. I can bring confirmation of all information that I convey. Right? That's why those who tap in with me do tap in with me. But what I notice is that YouTube push and promote niggas like Tommy, push and promote niggas like Ringo. Right? Push and promote niggas like this nigga here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm using these niggas right here because these are the ones that I see going hammer. Right? With big platforms, though. Big, huge platforms. Huge platforms being funded by corporate America under the guise of being independent on social media or what is known as the alternative media. This fucking guy right here, man. Right? This guy. And this is what I be telling y'all, man. We got agent provocateurs amongst us, man. I don't trust no niggas who at one point worked for corporate media and somehow had a fallout and now they allegedly got their own independent platform on YouTube. I ain't going. I'm a little bit more, let's say, I'm a little bit more not naive than that. Just like it's been this rash of niggas coming out of prison who all of a sudden come home and now they community activists. You know, now they community advocates and they getting funding from the government to, you know, be community interventionists and all that crazy shit. All these communistic, terminology and shit. All these Black liberation movement, which is really communist liberation movement ideology. See, under the guise of a guy like Whitlock, so-called being a representation of Black liberation and whatever he want to, you know, he actually is spewing the ideology of white folks. And when I say white folks, I'm using that term very vaguely, man, right? Because the real people in power don't even like white folks. They use white folks like how white folks use tethers. That's another topic for another day. You know what I'm saying? We ain't going to get into that because that ain't what this show is about, right? This show is about you coon ass, bootlicking ass, Sambo ass, yes massa, I do it for you now, boss ass niggas. Yeah. Agent provocateurs. That's how, man. DPB, man. You know these niggas, man. These niggas is more than likely working, right? Or being allowed to do what they do. Straight Uncle Charlie ass niggas, man. Straight Uncle Ruckus ass niggas. Straight Jonathan ass niggas. You know? And that's what I'm saying, y'all, man. And these people know that we got a severe COON problem amongst us. They use it to their advantage. They allow Tommy to come on their platform to condemn our little brother Carmelo and talk about him in the way he did. Now, what if Tommy would have went on there and said, you know what? That little brother was considerably smaller than that guy. He had every right to be where he was at. Now, whether he was in the area he was at, was he allowed in that area? That could be argued, but at the same time, he wasn't breaking the law by being in the tent. He was not supposed to be there as far as he was doing something illegal. And if he was in an area where he wasn't supposed to be, allegedly, Austin was absolutely not in a position of authority to tell him that he couldn't be, let alone put his hands on him to try to remove him from there, especially after being told to not touch me. And also being warned that something would transpire if you did touch me. At that point, Austin should have went and grabbed an adult. If our young brother Carmelo was over there being belligerent, if he was being disrespectful, if he was the antagonist, which he clearly was not, but even if he was, Austin wasn't in no position to like physically do anything about it because wasn't nothing physically done to him. So, you know what I'm saying? We could talk about it all today, but when it boiled down to what it is and what it ain't, that's what it is. And Tommy is known for saying this, like my brother Red pointed out earlier, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Ain't that what he say? Ain't that what the saying is? Right? You did. I'm gonna drop the link, man. Whoever want to come up and say something, man, y'all can. I'll see y'all in the comment section, man. Y'all might be white folks, y'all might be black folks. If y'all feel some type of way, come on up here, man. I mean, long as, like I said, long as you ain't disrespectful, man, any and everybody is welcome on my platform. Right? I'm totally cool with talking with people who may vehemently disagree with me. Do it all the time. I'm a professional at it. Because unlike a lot of y'all, even though this is a very emotionally involved situation, right? My emotions aren't involved in this. This is just what it is. I'm for mine. I ride with my people. You feel me? 100%, 10 toes down. Just like how white folks rode with Kyle Rittenhouse and everybody else they rode with. We can't allow it to be considered hate, divisive. We on some bullshit when we support our people. That boy that shot up that goddamn Tops in Buffalo, man, you know how much money they put together for that dude? You know how much money George Zimmerman was able to raise in support for his defense fund? And he gunned Trey down. Gunned him down. Right? So we don't want to hear that. You know? They said that Kyle Rittenhouse said that he felt threatened. They let him off. He traveled all across state lines with a semi and bodied 2 motherfuckers. And to anybody that would say, Now you could come back up to form pretty boy. I'm gonna bring you up, bro. Anybody that'll say, "Oh man, shut up, man." I want to hear that, man. We can use other situations to validate and shine light in comparison and similarity to what is going on with a current situation, just like anybody else does. You know, y'all can sit up there and hit the link, man, if y'all want to come up, man. I'm gonna tell you what I ain't gonna do though. What I ain't gonna do is say anything that would paint my young brother Carmelo in a negative light. That's what I ain't gonna do. All right, I ain't about to be up here like, oh well, he ain't had no business. Man, fuck all that, man. Nah, Austin ain't had no business pulling title on my little nigga. That's what want no business. DPB was good. Mute your mic.
What's good, fam? What's good?
My brother, the former pretty boy of the building, was good.
What's happening? So yeah, bro. Yeah, it's some bullshit.
Go ahead and spit your guys and talk your shit, my nigga.
Can you hear me?
You got the floor, bro. You coming through loud and clear.
Okay. Yeah, it's nonsense. You got the COON coalition, COON train. You know what I'm saying? It's the whole thing is like people really don't know the full circumstances of the case yet to be actually jumping to conclusions about it anyways. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, but at the end of the day, it's like he defended himself to the best of his ability, and that's what people are failing to really realize, that they're not really looking at each one of the parts of the case. You know what I mean? See what happened to lead up to him to actually have to stab this person. You know what I'm saying? Or even think that he should stab this person. You know what I mean? Nobody's just gonna pull out a knife and stab somebody just because they told them to get up. You know what I'm saying? That's just not gonna happen. You know what I mean? It has to be more than that. He must have seriously felt like he was threatened. You know what I mean? It's like because okay, the human brain doesn't develop after until a certain part in your life fully. But you know the difference between right and wrong at 17 years old. You know that I'm pretty sure if you do something to kill this person at that point, at least I knew when I was like, okay, this is probably going in my life. This is gonna mess up my career. You know what I'm saying? This is gonna, this is actually gonna mess me up in school. You know what I mean? So you're gonna think twice unless you feel like it's threatening, like this person's gonna hurt me. You know what I mean? Right. And that's what, like, it's just simple math. You know what I mean? This person's gonna hurt me. This person's actually bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? He could probably punch me and crack my freaking skull.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, and that's what people aren't even looking at. And like today, like when Red went up and showed that one guy, the guy was fair and balanced in regards to it, but you notice that they're always talking about, the football bully. They're talking about his background, how great of a kid he was, and how he was an athlete, how his this and so forth. You know what I mean? But they're never talking about Melo's background. What kind of person was he? You know what I'm saying? Was straight A student, athlete. You know what I'm saying? They're not talking about his background and what he was doing and what kind of kid he was. They're only focusing on, the football bully background. And for people to even kind of think, any person that's been to high school, they know, you know what I'm saying, that's been an athlete, who's been amongst athletes in your school. We know football players are bullies. You know what I mean? That's just part of the culture. I know that because I was a football player. You know what I mean? So I know that we spent time punking a lot of people. It was just that was just the culture. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys are the epitome of the school. You guys are the full representatives of the school. The athletes are the full representatives of the school nationally, internationally, not necessarily internationally, but nationally. statewide, citywide. You guys are the representative of your school. The athletes are. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and especially in the top three: football, basketball, baseball, and now soccer. You know what I'm saying? You guys are the representatives. So everybody kind of looks up to, kind of the athlete as the person. That's why you go to high school games. They're packed out. I know out here they are. High school games are packed out. Local cities around. I'm pretty sure in Ohio too. In Ohio
listen,
too. I'm pretty sure.
I film youth league sports in the summertime, so I know firsthand.
Yeah, exactly. So that it's like, hey, the athletes, they're a representative of the school in a lot of ways. So it's like, for people to even think that this wasn't, that he wasn't being bullied, and as a whole, they just lying to themselves. You know what I'm saying? If he's the size, because I don't know, the media says certain things, and but I don't know. Was he 130 pounds? Okay, the media says this person's 130 pounds, and he was a little guy. He looks little. The pictures from what I've seen of him, he looks little. He looks like he probably 130, 140. You know what I'm saying? Dude looks about 200. And that's me being from my background. For me to be able, I could almost look at a person straight up, whether it's in a picture or face to face, and I can estimate how much you weigh between 10 pounds. You know what I mean? 10 pound or 10-pound difference. I can look at you and be like, okay, you weigh about 220 to like 240, or 220 to 230. And so those dudes they looked about 220. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at like 210 to like 230. You know what I'm saying? Right in that area. And he looked like he was probably maybe 140, 150 dripping wet. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they were significantly bigger than him. You know what I'm saying? They were significantly bigger than him. So yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Austin and his twin brother they my size. I'm a grown ass man. I'm 6'4", 232 pounds. The boys was my size, man.
They were big dudes. You could tell that they were good size. You know what I mean? It's like and linebacker. You playing linebacker? That's one of the most aggressive positions on the field. You know what I'm saying? If not the most aggressive. You know what I'm saying? That's the gunning position. You know what I mean? You spend your whole time bullying people and hitting. That's all you doing is hitting. You know what I'm saying? You gunning you headhunt. That's the headhunter position. And you're gonna tell me that those were just nice, great, good kids? Come on, man. Let's stop it. Stop it.
From the high desert said, would it be the same convo if Carmelo stabbed a black kid? Probably not. Right? Would it be the same convo if Austin was black and Carmelo was white?
It's like, okay, so we got to also look at the demographic in the area in which they live in. Right. Texas is not necessarily the most racial friendly part of the country. Let's keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? They out there dragging niggas. you out there dragging.
Before we gotta be honest, y'all. We're gonna do anything. We have to be honest.
You out there dragging and lynching people. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's on record from the past. Okay, like Tommy said, this was in the past. Come on, bro, stop it. You know what I'm saying? You act like this was 100 years ago. You act like this was 50 years ago. You act like this was 20 years ago. You act like this was 10 years ago. These fools is out here dragging and hanging. Yeah, they're out here dragging, and Texas is known for this. You know what I'm saying? They know for this. You know what I'm saying? They know for they still like lynching people and hanging people and dragging people. You know what I mean? So it's like, man, come on, let's be realistic. You know what I mean? Let's take a real hard. You want to be real? Let's take a real hard look at their community. Let's take a hard look at the complaints, their racial complaints. Do they have any? It's like people don't want to investigate those things. They want to just say, okay, this was a crime. This guy stabbed a kid. You know what I'm saying? Because they got into it over a seat. Come on, man, that's too basic. That's way too basic. You know what I'm saying? That's way too basic. And are we that stupid as a society nowadays to where we're that basic now? If that's what we really honestly think that what that was about. You know what I'm saying? For reals? You know what I'm saying? You're just making yourself look unintelligent and stupid and just passing it on what you want to believe. You know what I'm saying? Based on your culture and based on how you are feeling and your emotions. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, well, and it's always the same thing. It's like, white is right. You know what I mean? It's like, there's no way he could have, absolutely no way that he could have been that scared of this dude to stab him. Come on, bro. Keep it 100, bro.
And I just want to say this, man, to everybody saying that Carmelo shouldn't have had a knife, right? And I'm saying I'm 10 toes down with this, man, right? What Carmelo had, I don't think is considered to be a weapon. Understand this, y'all. If you have a pocket knife on you that is within legal lengths, it is not considered a weapon, meaning, therefore, you are allowed to have it. Like I said, I remember when I was in school, I had a keychain with a pocket knife on it. About the size of this toenail clipper right here. And it was about like this in length, which is in totality not even 4 inches. Now, could this kill you? Yeah, probably could. Right? But
to stab someone in the heart, people have to remember, you don't. It's only about, I would say, 6 inches from your sternum into your actual heart, to your heart.
It's
like so.
Man.
So it's like it's only about 6 inches from your sternum into your heart. So it's like, to stab somebody in the heart, you don't need that big of a blade.
You don't. And like I said, as far as weapons go, the form Pretty Boy, this could be considered a weapon.
And you can stab somebody in the heart with that and reach straight to the aorta right in the middle. It doesn't have to be that big. Yep.
So, man, like, and I'm not saying, I'm not justifying anything. I'm just being factual here. I'm stating something that's probably going to be something that protects our young brother Carmelo in this situation. Because before y'all go all saying, why did he have a knife? First of all, is the knife he had considered a weapon, and that a deadly
weapon? And people have to realize, it's like, bro, if he, I don't know him, was he really that big or small? You know what I mean? Were these guys really, what are the real circumstances of this case? Because they haven't really, when I'm looking at all the media accounts, when I'm looking at the papers, you know what I mean? And it's like, because I kind of look more at what's in black and white more than what I look like as visual. I look at visual. So like, I kind of go to the papers and stuff like that, because those people are always in somebody's business. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I kind of look at the local accounts and stuff like that. And at the beginning, it seemed like it was more of an altercation. When you look at the first media accounts, it looked like it was more like, they got in an argument, you know what I'm saying? And, it just escalated, you know what I mean? But now it's like now as it goes on and on and on and more different aspects of media is getting more involved and putting their little twist on the story. Now it's just like they're trying to make Melo to seem like that he was just looking for to kill this man.
He was on that. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you, let me just say this real quick before we go. Somebody was going to somewhere and no, from the highest desert, it was not during school hours at all. Right? But if somebody was going to a specific area because they wanted to cause physical harm to somebody, he wouldn't have waited to Austin said something to him. He would have just pulled tight on him and just hawked his ass if that's what he really wanted to do. And then if he was intending to actually cause Austin's life to come to an end, he definitely would have poked him more than once.
Yeah. It's like, I've never seen anybody. I've been stabbed a few times, and like it didn't happen just like it was
Well,
like one, two.
let me say this, pretty boy. It's not an excuse from the high desert. It is what it is. Right? My young brother defended himself in the way he deemed necessary to defend himself. Much like how Kyle Rittenhouse defended himself in the way he felt he needed to. And he was all the way in the wrong. He was all the way in the wrong. Right?
And that's the thing. It's like it goes back. Sorry, go ahead, Virgil. Sorry.
It's not an excuse. It's what it is, man. Not what shouldn't have happened was Austin shouldn't have took it upon himself to be an authority figure and attempt to remove our young brother from a place that not only he had legal bounds to be, but he was even invited to be in that space. Let's not forget about that. If the reports stating that are actually true.
See, those are the questions that this gentleman right here is posting up. He's not asking those questions. Like he's not even saying, "Oh, well," he goes, "Oh, well, that's an excuse." Well, why did he even approach him? Why did he even feel his need to put his hands on him? Why didn't he even feel the need to punch him or grab him or anything? It's like, dude, why? What was that about? It's like, do you go out in the street and somebody? So let's say you're standing in line at like say a pharmacy or something, and there's a line that says for these people only, and if you're in the fast track, and another part he's standing in the fast track, and you're in the fast track, but he's moving slow, and then you turn around and you say you ain't supposed to be here. Do you have the right to grab that person and remove them? Or would you say that you have the right to grab that person and remove them? Probably not. If you have an issue, you would go and tell security, or you would tell the workers there. Like that's simple. That's simple mind. That's simple. Just having a brain. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to grab that person, because if you grab that person, number one, it's assault because you already grabbed them. You put your hands on them. It's assault. That's against the law right there. You can't. Now, I'm not justifying him being murdered, but I do justify a person handling his business. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and obviously he thought this dude was going to crush him. You know what I'm saying? He's like, dude, watch what's going to happen if you try. I'm going to defend myself to the fullest of my ability. I'm 130 pounds. You're 210, 220 plus pounds. It's like, if you punch me, you're going to cave my face in. So guess what? You're not going to do that to me. Not today. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to pull my knife out, bro. And it's like, if you step, this is what you're going to get. So he felt bold. He felt he was bigger. It's like, it's obvious. This happens a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I felt bigger. I felt stronger. So I'm going to put my hands on this fool and try to manhandle him and throw him around. You know what I mean? It's like, and he wasn't willing to be thrown around. So, those are the consequences. You got jugged up. You know what I mean? It's like, you could say, oh, it's not justifying. There's no excuse. There was no excuse for that dude to put his hands on him. Period. Regardless. There was no reason for him to grab him and put his hands on him. But he felt like, look at this little niglet. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big, strong, strong, corn-fed white boy. And this is a little niglet here. Niglet, move. Get up. Move. Niglet. Because we know at the beginning of these accounts, they said he was calling him the N-word. The N-word came out. Now all of a sudden it's erased. So go back and look at the very beginning and when this happened, of all the accounts and all the witness reports compared to now. They changed it. They altered it. So you know what? When trial comes out, all this stuff's going to come to head, and you're going to see exactly what happened. You know what I mean? Or as far as like, because they're going to investigate. They're not going to play games. You know what I mean? They're going to really dig. They're going to have, there's cameras, there's all that. But they need to suppress that. Why? Because it's redneck country. That's hillbilly redneck country. Okay, part of America. And we know this. You know what I'm saying? And how do they treat?
They can't have Austin painted in a negative light. You know what I'm saying? And
he's all American.
Yeah, I gotta say, from a PR perspective, they're doing a real good job of controlling the negative. But what I will also, of the narrative, what I also will say is that we're doing an even equally great job as controlling the narrative of our young brother. We are not allowing these people to paint our little brother in the image that they are. I absolutely refuse, and I ain't gonna let it happen. And if you a foundational Black American, and you stand on 10 toes with your people, then you should do the same. It would be great if you did the same thing. Because what we don't need to do is team up with people who don't have our best interest in mind at all as a whole. We don't need to be doing that. That's not a good look. That absolutely doesn't help Carmelo.
And a lot of things is like people are failing to realize and really, really, coming to grips with it. These are kids. These are teenagers. You know what I'm saying? These aren't adults. These aren't grown ass men. You know what I'm saying? But they're acting like these people are just grown ass men. And it's like, and you notice they're pushing the narrative of him being grown, Melo being grown, and football bully not. You're being grown. That he's the kid, and then this guy's just, just a grown man. But he's not. He's a kid too. How come in our communities, you know what I'm saying, we're all of a sudden, the big grown adults. Our children deserve less protection. Our kids are grown. You know what I'm saying? Our children are adults. You know what I mean? Or treated like adults.
Right.
It's always that same energy that our children deserve less protection and less of a defense than others children. You know what I'm saying? They're the kids. They're the little ones. They're the innocent children, but the Black kids aren't. You know what I'm saying? It's always that same thing all the time. It's like if a cop beats up a minor, beats up a little Black kid, it's like slams down a little young girl in school, body slams her, beats her up, punches her. It's like she's not a kid. They treating her like they're like this woman, basically.
Did something wrong or something.
Yeah, exactly. But it's always that same thing. You know what I'm saying? Melo's no less of a child than football bully was. And it's like, and people really got to stop denying the whole football bully culture, because it is almost in every high school you go to. The football players are the bullies. They're the strong dudes. They're the guys pushing people around. They're the first, because them and wrestlers. It's like, dude, back up. Get out of here, freshman. Get out of here, scrub. You know what I'm saying? Move scrub. You know what I'm saying? That's just the culture. You know what I'm saying? That's the football culture. As like, and I think a lot of people don't really know football culture, or they deny football culture. You know what I'm saying? The mentality of football players. You know what I'm saying? The mentality of football players is bully, brawn, kind of knuckle dragging. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Kind of knuckle. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way how it is, and people need to stop lying to themselves about that. You know what I'm saying? It's like the gladiator. You know what I'm saying? The Cro-Magnon man. Move.
Yeah.
Get up out of here.
Yeah, we can't.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying, man. We got to be honest, man. We have to be honest about this situation, man. When we start to veer away from the actuality of the situation, man, that's when we start going off in these tangents, when people start spewing these narratives. And like I said, I've been seeing so many Black folks just throwing on their whole raccoon suit. Because that's what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to sit up here and say, well, it's a potential possibility that our young brother Carmelo may have made some mistakes, or may even possibly been on some bullshit, right? It's not wrong to question that. It's not wrong to say that. But it becomes wrong, or it becomes, let's say it becomes, I would even say kind of treasonous when you get to speaking in from the perspective of as our brother did something wrong, or he's guilty, versus he did everything right. He protected himself because he felt threatened, clearly. And when
like a grown man.
Yeah, and we're gonna wait till everything come out in court before we start if we before we start condemning our young brother, especially in front of these motherfuckers.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing.
Certain, they're not painting the twins, all this stuff that I've been hearing that I can't even confirm or deny. Right? I've been hearing a lot of stuff that social media has been saying about these twin boys. Is it true? It's just as true or maybe not true as the stuff they saying about Carmelo. Right? I can't corroborate what they saying about these twins. They was racist, they was bullies, they was beating up people. I don't know if that's true or not. I can't corroborate that. Right? What I can corroborate though is that this young white boy told this young black boy that he couldn't be somewhere where he could have been. I do know that. I do know that he pulled tight on this young brother after being told to not put his hands on him and don't touch him, and he proceeded to do so. I do know that. Now, see, the thing is not that Carmelo had a knife, right? Because had Austin not did what he did, we would have never, this wouldn't even have been an issue. We wouldn't even be talking about this. So let's just be clear, man. Let's be clear on who was in the wrong and who was not in the wrong, right? And like I say, man, rest in the essence of Austin, man. He didn't deserve to die. I would never say that. He's a young boy. If he did have any type of racist ideology, he probably got it from his pops, maybe his mama, maybe people he hang around. I don't know. But I don't think he deserved to die. But I do think, and I do know for a fact that when you put yourself in certain situations, i.e., putting your hands on people, you playing the stupid game, and don't be surprised if you win a stupid prize. I think
the mother is the one that's like kind of the mad one here. The father seemed like his head was. I think the father seemed like he was more had a straight head in regards to it. I think because he knows his sons, he knows his boys, he knows what kind of boys they really are. He probably knows that they wild and they, they hunters. And I've never met a person that's a hunter.
The father said, he said some things were said, some words were exchanged. I'm not going to repeat. He didn't say I don't want to repeat. He didn't say I can't repeat. He said I'm not going to repeat. And like I said earlier, Born Pretty Boy, what possibly could be so not wanting to repeat? What could a white person have said to a black person that another white person heard or knows about but doesn't want to repeat it?
Exactly.
When we get down to it, the Born Pretty Boy, he called Austin a nigger.
Yeah, we know it.
Like, come on.
It's like you gotta be living on another planet to even think that he didn't say that. Right. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Like, you probably have foreign.
What could Austin possibly have said as in response or saying something to Carmelo that Austin's dad don't want to repeat? Mind you,
and then they always
said off top in the interview, he said it's not about race. Nobody said it was about race. You said it. You the first person that brought this to the public.
And the whole thing is like, okay, it's like, okay, let's say it's not about race. So, like, why didn't he say, like, he said some things, some words were exchanged, a couple F-bombs, a couple F-words, and stuff like that. Come on now. It's like, some, a few swear words. No, he just said stuff that he didn't want to repeat. So what are those things so horrible that he didn't want to repeat? He knows his boys. He knows that they're out there hunting with guns and stuff like that. I've never met a hunter that was like just the most nicest, gentlest person. I've never personally, you know what I'm saying? I know a couple of hunters, you know what I'm saying? And they really hunt, you know what I'm saying? And they're reckless. They're really, because that adrenaline of being around, having to shoot something and wanting to shoot something all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's a different type of energy that they have compared to a person that just uses a weapon to defend themselves. You know what I'm saying? Compared to a person that's out here hunting and trying purposely, I'm after to kill something. You know what I'm saying? It's a different type. It takes a different type of energy for that. You know what I'm saying? Not for to kill something for survival, or not to kill something because I need to eat because I'm hungry because I'm starving or something like that. I'm out here killing for sport. You know what I'm saying? So it takes it for sport, just for the fun of it out here. I'm hunting to kill because I like killing. I like the sport of hunting, of killing. You know what I'm saying? It just takes it's a different type of energy. You know what I mean? And so that can transmit into your everyday life. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, I'm a hunter. I'm a killer. You ain't gonna, I told you to move. You know what I'm saying? You're beneath me. We used to hunt you. You know what I'm saying? I come from a culture, from a part of this country that knows that we used to hunt you and take you back to your masters if you ran. You know what I'm saying? I'm from that culture. That's in my DNA. That's where they come from. You know what I'm saying? And that these are the things that people are failing to realize. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, well, that's just an excuse. No, man, some things are innate in certain characteristics of some people. You know what I'm saying? Of certain types of people. Just that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? They are hunters. They're shown hunting with big weapons. I was like, what you're out here killing deer, ducks, or whatever. Animals that ain't did nothing to you. You ain't hunting to live. You're not hunting to eat. Come on, bro. Stop it. You know what I'm saying? That's a different mentality than a person that's carrying a weapon to defend themselves. It's like people aren't getting it. You know what I mean? They're trying to paint these dudes as just like some kind of great, nice, wholesome kind of people. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe they are, but I very much doubt it from my experiences and what I've dealt with people that participate in that kind of lifestyle in the first place. That's just out hunting for fun, just killing for fun, because that's what you're doing. You're killing animals for fun. You're not killing them because you need to eat them or consume them. It's a different type of mentality you have to have. And that father knows his boys. He knows them. He probably taught them how to do this. You know what I'm saying? So come on, man. They need to stop it. You know what I mean? They're trying to paint these because they're good, wholesome, grade A, wholesome Americans. Should we say?
That's a fact. That's a fact. We're about to get up out of here, the form pretty boy. Sit up there and give him your last words before we get on up out of here, man.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, like, we can't jump to conclusions about everything. You know what I mean? As far as like what actually happened during those cases, during this case, and during what actually happened during the altercation. You know what I'm saying? We're jumping to conclusions. This happened. As far as what I mean by jumping to conclusion is like saying that without a doubt that that our brother just stabbed this dude for asking for no reason. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yes, he shouldn't have had to lose his life for it, but we also have to take into consideration the size and the brute force that this person was trying to inflict on him. You know what I mean? That was like, come on, man. He like my brother. What does he say? He's like, what does he say up here? Carmelo actually. What does he say?
He said he actually saved a child in the pool from drowning a couple years ago.
Yeah. I've heard that account too. I heard that, and there's a newspaper clipping about that too. You know what I mean? It's like, so it's not like this Melo is just like some kind of like out here eating out like a super street thug or a straight gangster. To me, is like from what I'm seeing is like he just seems like a square. I might be wrong, but he seems square to me. I mean, it's like, I just think he got that knife to defend himself because he probably knows. And then they're trying to use the thing with Austin being where their track team or whatever, or their school was mostly black, based around black people. It's like, but they always try to spin this twist that like, just because you hang around black people or just because you're around black people, that doesn't mean that you can't be racist. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man. It's like, there's people that have babies and and kids with racist people all the time, all the time. You know what I mean? It's like we got to be honest about these things and really, really look at, the whole case until it goes to trial. You really never even know what's really going to come out until the evidence starts to come out, and the prosecution and defense start asking those tough questions. You know what I'm saying? Because we're going to be surprised about a lot of things, I think. And I think, like, this is going to put high school bullying, as far as high school bullying from from a Caucasian to a black person, a younger black person, is going to put it out in the front. You know what I mean? If from what I'm thinking and from my history of dealing with in football culture, high school football culture, you know what I'm saying? What I'm thinking, it's going to push this out into the front a little bit more, you know what I mean? But we'll see. He has a right to a fast and speedy trial, right? So within 6 months, we'll probably know. More and more stuff's going to open up about both of these individuals, past. Right now, they're trying to. It seems like they're trying to suppress a lot of information. You know what I'm saying? It seems like they're trying to suppress things. You know what I mean? I don't even know if their Facebooks are in there or their Instagrams are still up. You know what I'm saying? I haven't really investigated, which I probably should before I actually get into the whole speaking on the situation without getting a full grasp of who these children were. You know what I mean? But, I'm just going off of hearsay right now. But I'm basing it on, previous experiences in my life and what I've seen previously in situations like this that have happened. Not specifically that type of situation but where somebody actually attacked somebody and they ended up dead. You know what I'm saying? And that happens consistently all the time. You know what I mean? All right, Birds. Thank you for letting me come up, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty boy. Welcome to come up anytime, brother. You already know.
But we got to keep our minds open about this. You know what I'm saying? About what actually has happened. I think as a community, also like standing behind ours, like they stand behind theirs, because it's consistently over and over again. They go out and they murder one of us, and then here comes a GoFundMe. Here comes attorneys running to these people's defense. But in our situation, it's like we got to do the same thing. We got to show our power. We got to show our stance against mistreatment of our kids. All right, bro.
All right, bro. You already know, man. Enjoy the rest of your evening before I'm pretty boy, man. Keep it real, man.
For sure, fam.
You already know. Shout out to my brother, the former pretty boy, man. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate everybody coming out tonight. Listen, man. It's all about being and staying on code, man. That's it, and that's all, man. And if you don't understand that, then you got some things you need to figure out on your own, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, you need to do some soul searching, man. You need to figure some things out for yourself. But we about to get up out of here, y'all. Tomorrow night, Friday night wrap up. You already know what it is. We're going to get straight to it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. We're going to do it like we used to it. Make sure y'all tap in tomorrow night at 9 p.m. We got lots of interesting things that happened this week that we're going to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to our young brother, Carmelo Anthony. Get him up out of there ASAP. Make sure if y'all can afford to, send that brother $1, $2, $5, $10, $50, $100. Whatever you can, send it to that young brother. Let's give him the best representation he can get so we can have a great chance in that courtroom than what we already got. Let's control the narrative. Let's take control of popular opinion concerning our brother. Every time somebody says something negative, we got to say something 1,000 times more positive about it. You feel me? We got to keep shining the light on a good kid that Carmelo is, just like how they're trying to focus on the good kid that Austin was. You know what I'm talking about? Let's go, man. Smash that like button, click with us, subscribe to the page, share on your social engineering. I appreciate everybody for coming out tonight. You already know what it is, man. Shout out to my brother Nauseous the Sick, right? And my boy John Boy for making this song, man. This song is called Black Kings, man. You know what I'm saying? And our young brother Carmelo is a potential king in the making, man. Let's get him up out of there ASAP. Hey, and you know what I'm talking about? We doing it because it's the right thing to do. We supposed to have our little bros back. We ain't ever supposed to let any group of people or the media make us feel like we are in the wrong somehow by defending our brother. Right? And it's an OG call, and I'm keeping it. Nigga. Straight like that. You already know what it is. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
What question it? Going to hurt.
Task Force, Black Force, we the tag team. If it's a nightmare, then it must be a bad dream. E&E, running our lanes like a track meet, skipping over hurdles. Call us a track team, all paperwork legit. It's the fact team, then double up the championship belts like a tag team. Black on black, yeah, it's a black thing. Black jewelry shining on all of our black kings. All black everything, we got black tea. All black coffee, man, I don't add green. North give you all you need, no more caffeine. Close down the whole set, no more casting. Remove targets off our back like a black team. We keep growing up the game like a black team. The girl got a problem with me, then get at me. I'm tired to a bumper, now you got a drag queen. You can't stop me, you old as jalopy. This is past me, and I got it photocopy. Caught him on film, flow, tracks and sloppy. Trying to attack me, you a carbon copy. I see the heat like Timothy blocks, and I charge for a hook, put me in a penalty box. Man, I'm killing the ops while I look at my watch. All hands on deck like the time on the clock. Task Force, Black Force, we the tag team. If it's a nightmare, then it must be a bad dream. E&E, running our lanes like a track meet, skipping over hurdles. Call us a track team, all paperwork legit. It's the fact team, then double up the championship belts like a tag team. Black on black, yeah, it's a black thing. Black jewelry shining on our black
Keep my
kings.
grass cut low to catch a glimpse of the snakes. Devilish serpents with purpose to steal your cake. Smiling in your face while they got their eyes on your safe. Yeah. Boy, that hatred, man, they make you do some foul things. Switch up on your niggas like the numbers when the Dow change. When I'm with familiar, still a grind like a broke. Take it for granted, shit be gone in the proof of smoke. Better put your plan in action, niggas get you used to hope. Formulated the plan, calculated the steps. 2020, my vision, see my way to the check. Only way is up, I made my way to the steps. Let's go. Look, only way to move is building kingdom shit. Niggas won't make a move, want you to bring them shit. But God bless the child that can hold his own. They want to give you numbers in his cell like a mobile phone. But fuck a cop, any wicked judicial system. Cause niggas on the edge, there for you to push. Bullets loaded tight up in that magazine. Bring a nightmare to American dreams.
Task Force, Black Force, we the tag team. If it's a nightmare, then it must be a bad dream. E&E, running our lanes like a track meet, skipping over hurdles. Call us a track team, all paperwork legit. It's the fact team, then double up the championship belts like a tag team. Black on black, yeah, it's a black thing. Black jewelry shining on our black kings.